Wednesday night NBA action. We got two plays on the board. This is one of them. We're going to take the Washington Wizards plus the points, plus 3.5 against the San Antonio Spurs. And I know I see you shaking your head and shaking your finger at me at your house. And you're telling me, no, I got to take the Spurs. And I can understand that, but I like the Wizards tonight. I like them getting the 3.5 points. They got some good matchups on their side. I think they're due to play a really good game. They're a good team that have definitely, I don't think they played a good game this year, although they're coming in 2-1. I look for them to have a really good bounce back game too from losing to the Knicks, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. San Antonio, they're great. Tough spot for them tonight. I like the Wizards at home. Wizards did beat San Antonio at home last year, but San Antonio I think is a little bit better this year. So it's going to be interesting. I like the Wizards in this spot, and let's start breaking it down, and I'll tell you why I like Washington. All right, here we go. San Antonio, they come into this game, they're averaging 99.2 points per game, shooting 46.9% shooting from the floor and 33.3% shooting from beyond the arc. They're tough. They're going to move the ball. Surprisingly, though, the Spurs have not been out in transition a lot. They've been running a lot of just sets. You know, they're getting across the line. They're pushing the ball a little bit. But as far as the league standard go, or the rankings and statistics, they are in the lower part of the league in fast break points. But what they are doing defensively is they're stopping fast break points. And let's talk about them on defense. They're allowing 89.5 points per game, 40% shooting from the field, and 28.6% shooting from beyond the arc. And those are solid numbers, and this is a good San Antonio team. They're number one in the league in limiting fast break points. And the interesting matchup here is Washington is one of the better teams in converting fast break points. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. They kind of have that, San Antonio runs a little bit of a pack line sort of idea where they're getting a hand in the face, they're closing down the driving lanes, they're really getting out, defending the three-point line. And they get back. They get back. When the ball's up, if they don't get a guy on the board, they are back in defensive transition, stopping any easy buckets. Tonight, though, I think they have a little bit of a tough matchup at the guard spot going against Beal and Wall. Good San Antonio defensive team, but I like the Wizards to score enough and to play a good enough defense to get this win or cover that 3.5 in a game that I think is going to go down to the wire. Let's talk about Washington on offense. They come in, they're averaging 105.3 points per game, shooting 43.8% from the field and 35.2% from distance. They're led by John Wall and Bradley Beal. Probably, as far as starting guards though, probably the two best in the East. Then you got Thompson and Curry in the West, but Beal and Wall, that is a really good combination. Bradley Beal can put up the three. John Wall, he can penetrate, he can shoot, he does a lot. But the other guys are going to have to step up. Gortat's going to have to play a good game in the interior. Nene is going to have to board and score. And Chris Humphries is due to play better than he has so far. And they're all going to have to contribute to hang in with a really good San Antonio team. I think they do it. Now, they did just lose to the Knicks. That's something I wanted to mention. But let's look at that situation. It was off a back-to-back, their first home game of the year. And that's just not an easy situation to come off a back-to-back. Lots going on that first game of the year, and they didn't come in very focused. They didn't play very well, and New York stuck it to them. New York a little bit scrappier this year than they were last year, so I'll give them a flyer on that. I think Washington focuses in tonight. They did beat San Antonio in this spot. Well, not in this, but in their home, at their home court last year, not at a different time of the season. Defensively, Washington, they come in, they're allowing 105.7 points per game, 44.8% shooting from the field, 30.4% shooting from distance, and all that has to change. Those are bad numbers. They cannot allow those type of percentages against San Antonio. They just simply can't do it. And I think they're going to focus in on defense tonight. They're going to have to fly around. They're going to have to box out. They're going to have to get hands in faces. They're going to get hands in the passing lane. And I think they do it. I think they got some, like I said, good matchups with the guards. And I think the other guys are going to step up. So it's never easy going against San Antonio, one of the best teams in the league. A lot of respect for Greg Popovich, but I like the Wizards tonight. Getting the points at home, I think this is a good spot for them to possibly pull off the upset. And I wish you guys luck on your plays of the day.